Dan.
Now, what sectors do you like in clean tech right now? Any particularly, like solar? Do you like that?
People
Efficiency?
ask me about this all the time, and I'm so flattered. But what I'd say is, who cares what I think?
Well, you're investing in companies, obviously.
Let's talk about what is Obama like. Here's what he likes, because here's where the federal government's putting money. And let me tell you, whatever he likes, that's what I like.
Okay.
Here are the things he likes. Huge commitment to green building materials. Think LED lighting, smart glass, building materials, 40% of the energy demand in the country.
Networking
Look
for HVAC.
At, exactly. Smart HVAC. Look at that area. 2, fuel-efficient vehicles. 20 years. We didn't raise the CAFE standards 1 iota. Obama's come in, raised it from 25 miles a gallon to 39 miles a gallon. You will see a lot in electric vehicles. And just to be controversial, I think in 5 years, hybrids will be a antiquated thing in the past. You will see all electric vehicles that quick, and I could even give you numbers. The third area is the AMI smart grid. You are going to see people retaking control of the utilities in their household. How much energy is that TV sinking? Is my computer on too much? Gosh, with my iPhone, I can have the coffee machine turned on for me while I'm still in bed.
Can't the fridge defrost at 3 in the morning,
Exactly
right?
right. So these are the things that President Obama liked and Secretary Chu liked them. If they like those things, I like those things.
Now, when you look at the business for Silicon Valley, there's 2 theories going on. One is companies will IPO, they'll be like the future Googles. The other theory is they'll grow to a certain extent and then have to be bought by someone like Siemens or General Electric. You know, it's a big construction project. This is not like...
This is the dynamic. And for those of us who are lucky enough to sit on boards of the companies that do well, we all look at each other and say, wow, did you hear the offer we got last week from X company? Should we take the risk? It's like high-stakes poker. Do we take that offer and run, the sure money for our investors, or do we take the risk of going public? I think this is going to be a hot IPO market in 2010. Let's see how hot it really is. A lot of people are making those sorts of decisions as we speak.
Oh, so you think a lot of people will like forestall an acquisition to see how the IPO market does, stick around?
Exactly right.
Okay.
I mean, it's a bet, and that's what's exciting about this. You can take all your Stanford degrees and MBAs and electrical engineering. Ultimately, the real analogy here is high-stakes poker.
Now, how do you get around the high? Is there any way to get around the high capital cost? I mean, everyone kept talking about smart grid is going to be low capital, but then Silver Spring raised $275 million.
So look, everybody says, "Oh my gosh, clean tech, it has to have huge capex." Nonsense. There are a lot of firms with relatively little capex. We have seen a firm called Akina Solar go public, relatively small capex. We have a firm called Lunera in the LED lighting space. We believe it has a good chance to get to be public for less than $50 million.
They do the side lighting LED. It's almost like the
and
Samsung
the top lighting,
TVs.
which they call 2x2s.
The LED is like the light is shot from the side.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Okay.
But so clean tech does not have to be high capex. If you're building auto company, okay, sure, that's a little different. But there are hundreds, thousands of companies that aren't high capex that represent great investment opportunities for people like me.
What do you see in batteries and storage? Any good opportunities out there right now?
It's booming.
Yeah.
The competition's fierce, but my gut is, if you're an auto company like Tesla or Nissan, you're not going to want to take a chance on a small guy in the US or Korea. What you're going to do is you're going to wait for someone like Sony or Samsung to buy them, make some entrepreneurs sitting in a college dorm room somewhere wealthy, and then you'll buy from them when there's a little more gravitas behind it.
How about things like flow batteries and large-scale storage? Anything like that? Or?
We think it's absolutely coming. Energy storage is a big deal. It's one of the truly underdeveloped segments of the economy. It's going to change a lot in 5 years.
And power generation, there's 2 sides that haven't been that well explored. Waste heat and fuel cells.
Waste heat is one of my favorite industries. I love this. We've already invested in a waste heat company in China. And what's interesting is that China is so far ahead. And why is that? Because the entire country is covered with smokestack industries.
A lot of factories.
They have far more pollution than we do. And so the incentive there to scrub the pollution, recycle the heat is huge. You'll see more of that in the U.S. as well. Fuel cells coming on quickly. Bloom Energy, one of the more interesting companies. expect a whole new world.